fight a little longer.
Hi guys, welcome to Generation of Hope. So I'm still here in hospital, but I'm alive and well. Thank you for everyone's support. Yeah. So here is the famous leg. Look away if you don't like this sort of stuff, but this is the bruising. The good news is that I've got my operation on Wednesday, so that's good. So while being here in hospital, I have this kind of like buzzer thing, which I press that. I won't press it now, but basically it gets the nurse attention and they kind of come in and help. But in the same way that, say I've got a bit of pain, I need to get the nurse's attention. There's certain things in the Christian life which, if they happen, if we need to address them, we need to use the buzzer, the spiritual buzzer. Okay, so we're looking at the spiritual buzzer. The best place to start when we're looking at this in the Bible is the same place that is good to start when we're looking at anything, with Jesus' life. Okay, so we're over here in Matthew 4. Basically, Jesus has just been baptized, and then he goes into the desert, and basically the devil tempts him. So Jesus is fasting for 40 days, and he hears all these voices, all this stuff is coming against him, all these lies. Let's have a look. Right, so the first thing that happens is the devil's like, if you really are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. And Jesus says, it is written, and then says a Bible verse. Next thing, the devil's like, blah, 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 blah. He says a lie, and then Jesus is like, it is written, and then says a Bible verse. Then the devil's like, blah, 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 a lie, and then he says, it is written, and he says a Bible verse. So I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to see a little bit of a trend going on here. It seems that whenever a lie came against Jesus, he would always respond with a Bible verse. So I guess a good question to ask would, how do we respond when we get these lies that come against us? So in case you hadn't cottoned on, the buzzer is the word of God. It's the Bible verses that we use, the weapons of our warfare. So although we don't want to be focusing on the problems and the lies, we do need to initially just kind of recognize that they are lies. The reason I'm saying this is because we don't want to confuse God's voice with the lies. So how do you recognize a lie when it comes into your mind? So now what I'm just going to do a little sketch of someone reading the Bible, and basically these lies are going to come into his mind, and then he's going to have to press the buzzer, so to speak, and then we'll look at together why they are lies. Okay, so you have this innocent guy just reading the Bible, all very happy. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, these thoughts start entering his head. So Jesus says this thing where, if you have sheep, the sheep won't hear the stranger, they'll hear the shepherd, and we've got to recognize the stranger's voice. And the stranger represents the devil or the liar. Okay, so now we're going to do a few practical examples. This guy who's reading the Bible has heard some lies come into his head, so let's hear them and then let's know how to answer them.
Did you hear what that person said about you? Do you remember 10 years ago what that person said about you? They haven't probably changed at all. You're still like a doormat. They're literally walking all over you. They're never gonna change. What are you doing having this person in your life? No one likes you. Literally. What is your problem?
Sounds pretty negative, doesn't it? This time let's listen to it again and use the buzzer to identify the lies.
Did you hear what that person said about you?
Okay, so this is the first way we know whether it's a lie or not. Is it trying to get you to get people's approval? If it is, it's a lie. Okay, so we're looking at the spiritual buzzer. The best place to start when we're looking at this in the Bible is the same place that is good to start when we're looking at anything, with Jesus' life. Jesus didn't count his Instagram likes. In fact, he didn't care what people thought of him. He had no need that anyone should testify of man. In other words, when you get that lie coming in your head saying, oh yeah, do you remember what this person said? Jesus is didn't care what people thought, so neither should we. And he didn't care because he didn't need them. He had no need. He didn't need them because he was satisfied with God. I don't know about you guys, but I for one really want to live like that. So congratulations guys. God just helped us to destroy the first lie.
He gets it down to Saka!
Okay, let's destroy more lies.
Do you remember 10 years ago what that person said about you?
It feels very good to interrupt lies. Okay, next lie. If it is getting you to look back and it's not positive, it's not God. forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead.
Looking for Sterling!
Okay guys, I'm not going to bother with the rest of these particular lies that we just heard, the rest of those, just because they're all to do with people, and you can destroy all the lies that are to do with people with this one golden nugget. And this golden nugget is found in Ephesians 6 verse 12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. That means people. Our problem is never people, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. All that stuff, the spiritual stuff, that's talking about basically the liar, the stranger, the devil. Our problem is never people. Our problem is what? Our problem is never people. Our problem is our thought processes in our mind. That's the problem. It's not what people are doing to you, or what they're saying to you. It's how we're responding by what's going on in our mind. Do we listen to the devil or do we listen to Jesus? Because I know people don't have much of an attention span, I'm going to keep this short. So the rest of the buzzers, the rest of the things we're going to spot, I'm just going to tell you how to know whether it is a lie or not off the bat. Okay, it's a lie if it brings confusion. If it brings confusion to your mind, it's a lie, because God says he's not the author of confusion but of peace. If it brings fear, it can't be God, because God is love and there's no fear in love. So if it brings fear into you, not God. Remember how sometimes the devil actually uses Bible verses against us. That's why it's really important to know the Bible in its context, to keep getting into it, so that we're able to say, actually, no, this verse doesn't mean this, it means this. Guys, I really, really hope this has meant something to you. I hope you've got something out of it. I've tried to make it a little bit fun, but it's an amazingly important topic. So please, the bottom line is, just get in the word, and as soon as you just hear that voice, just correct it. No, that's not true. I know the truth, and the truth will set you free when you know it. Love you guys. God bless.